Hello friends, this video on work, energy and power part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos from part 1 to part 10 before going ahead with part 11. Now, in order to prove this conservation of mechanical energy, let us take certain examples which will make the concept clearer. Let us suppose that a ball is falling from height h. In this case, we will show that how the mechanical energy is conserved. Let us suppose this is my ball which is of mass m. This ball is at a height capital H. This is the ground. Now what we'll do, we will calculate the energy at the total mechanical energy at this point, just before it reaches the ground, and at some point in between. So we will calculate the energy at these 3 points. Now let us say at this point, when the ball is at this position, let us name this point as point P. Let us take another arbitrary point and let us say that point as Q. And let us consider this point as R, just before it hits the ground. So we will calculate the total mechanical energy at P, Q and R, and we will see that if the values of the energies at all these 3 points are equal. Now let us calculate the energy at point P. When I say energy, I mean to say mechanical energy. Now total mechanical energy at point P will be kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now at point P, the body is at rest. So kinetic energy will be 0 because velocity is 0. So this will be only potential energy, and what will be potential energy? It will be m into g into h. H is the height. What is h here? H is capital H. Correct? Now let us denote this as E1. Okay. Now let us calculate the mechanical energy at point Q. Let us call this as E2. This E2 will be equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy again. Now what would be the kinetic energy? It will be equal to half mv square. Now let us suppose the body is moving with some velocity v1. Let us say. So we say this is half mv1 square plus what would be the potential energy at this point? Let us suppose that this point Q is at some height, say h1 from the ground. So this will be equal to mgh1. Correct. Now let us calculate the mechanical energy at point R. Now what would be the, let us denote it as E3. So again this will be equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now at this point it is almost at the ground. So potential energy will be 0 because H is equal to 0. So it will be only kinetic energy. So this kinetic energy will be equal to half mv square. That is the velocity which the object has just before it reaches the ground. So let us call it as V2. Correct. Now what we'll do is, in this case we want to prove that the mechanical energy remains constant at all the points. That means we want to prove that E1, E2 and E3 are equal. So what we do, we will prove it in the reverse way. Let us assume that E1 is equal to E3. Okay, let us assume that E1 is equal to E3. Now if E1 is equal to E3, in that case, what is the value of E1? It is mgh. And what is the value of E3? It is half mv2 square. So this m will get cancelled. So we get V2 is equal to root over 2gh, or we get V2 square is equal to 2gh. Now if you look at this equation very carefully, you can see that this equation reflects what? This equation reflects kinematics third equation. Kinematics third equation, you remember, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Now in this case, u is equal to 0. U was the initial velocity at this point was 0. So this will be 0, and this is 2 into, instead of a, this will be g because it is falling under gravity. Instead of s, this will be capital H. So if you see this very carefully, you can see that the equation which we arrived, assuming that E1 is equal to E3, is exactly the same what we get from kinematics equation. That means whatever we have assumed is correct. We have assumed that E1 is equal to E3. So that means E1 is truly equal to E3. So did you understand how did we prove that the energy at all the 3 points are equal? We first wrote the expression of energy at all the 3 points. Then we assumed that, let us suppose that the energy at this point and this point is equal. Now, when we equated both, we found one equation, and that equation is exactly the same as the kinematics third equation. That proves that whatever we have assumed is actually true. That means, hence, the energies at all the points E1, E2, E3, they are all equal. Right? So even if you equate E1 and E2 or E2 or E3, if you equate any two of them, you will reach an expression which will reflect kinematics equation. So I hope I have made it quite clear to you. So conservation of mechanical energy means that the total mechanical energy at any point at any time will remain constant. E1 and E2. So you can say that we are making the second assumption, that let us say that E1 is equal to E2. So in that case, what we will get? E1 is equal to mgh, and what is E2? E2 is equal to mgh1 plus half mv1 square, right? So this m will get cancelled from all of them. So we get v1 square is equal to 2gh minus 2gh1. This is capital H, or we can say 2gh minus h1. So we say v1 square is equal to 2gh minus h1. Again, if you see this expression, this again resembles the kinematic equation 3. So from kinematic equation 3, we know v square is equal to u square plus 2as. In this case, u is again 0 because at the top of the building, it was initial velocity was 0. So this v square will be equal to 0 plus 2 into g into s. S is the height. So what would be that height? That height would be h minus h1. Because this is the velocity which it traveled. I mean, you try to understand it this way. This was the ball, right? This was the ball. This was the total height h, capital H. And this was the point Q whose height was h1. Now, when we will apply kinematic equation, we will consider the displacement covered by the body from this point to this point. That means from P to Q. So what is this much height? What will be this much distance? H minus h1. So here S will be h minus h1. And that is what we have got here. That means both the assumptions which we made is correct. So the first assumption which we made was E1 is equal to E3. The second assumption we made was E1 is equal to E2. Therefore, we have fully proved that E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E3. That means the total mechanical energy at all the 3 points are equal. That means in the entire journey of a ball falling from a height h to the ground, the total mechanical energy remains constant all the time. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.